there is going to be changes to your terms of service in the starting July 1st, I guess after your severance from eBay or whatever the case may be. And in these terms of services, you have clauses, different clauses, you know, buyer, purchaser, claims, disputes, all that good stuff, right? There is going to be a clause about intellectual property, okay? And as I've read to her, I explained to her, I have the new changes that are going to be inclusive into your terms of service agreement. When providing us with content or posting content, in each case for publication, using the services, you grant the PayPal group a non-exclusive, worldwide, perpetual, irrevocable, royalty-free, sub-licensable, through multiple tiers, right to exercise any and all copyright, publicity, trademarks, database rights, and intellectual property rights you have in the content in any media known now or in the future. So, my question is because she was, and I don't mean this in any kind of disrespectful way, she was giving me the runaround with all of these claims, disputes, and you know, this because we are a collections, or you know, like payment collection service, really. That's what it had to do with, and that's not the case. In your terms of service, those are already covered in all the different clauses. The disputes, the purchaser and the seller, buyer, that's all covered in other clauses. What I want to know is what is the intellectual property claims that are going to be included into these terms of service? What does that cover? I understand, and using this as an example, let's say the trademarks. If, for instance, PayPal were to ever advertise on TV, and if they were to use a company name that uses PayPal services, like let's say Coca-Cola, for instance. Let's say they use their name. They could use them in a commercial, and there's nothing Coca-Cola could do about it because they entered into the terms of service granting you usage of the trademark name. So what about the content now that you're going to have intellectual property rights over? What is that content?
Okay. Give me one moment, if you don't mind. I'm going to go ahead and bring that up, and I will be right back to you. Okay?
Thank you.
With our user agreement, it's always been with PayPal. PayPal and eBay are two separate companies.
Right.
We've always been owned by the same. So our user agreement's been about PayPal, and eBay's has been about eBay.
Right.
And with our user agreement, not everything. Yeah, we are frequently adding stuff to it, updating it, and that's when we do notify our users that there is this new update. Right. So you want to know what it's going to cover, correct?
That's right.
And things are being added, constantly and changed, but that's when we notify you. So I don't have anything specific at this point about what is going to be happening with it.
Well, I can assure you this. Me being a paralegal and me reading and understanding all of these clauses right here, I could go through your terms of service, which is a contractual agreement between the user and your services, PayPal, that when you include a clause such as this, that people will be actually granting you permission to take over copyright of intellectual property. Now, that may not be wholly the case, meaning that you can't just like, okay, well, you know what, we like your content right here and we're going to take it from you. That's not how it works. I understand that. But when you include a clause such as this, every person using the PayPal services should be very, very concerned with that clause insertion. And considering that the content that is on my website, this content is going to be going out to a lot of people. And when I go to report on this intellectual clause inclusion, the intellectual property rights inclusion, you may lose a lot of customers if I don't get the answers that I'm searching for to understand why this has been included and what it covers. I'm going to have to assume it covers what I think it covers if I'm not given the answers to refute what it is that I'm thinking it covers.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to put you on hold.
Okay.
1 moment, please.
All right.
15.5 that you're looking at.
I'm sorry, the 15, what was it again?
In the user agreement, is it section 15.5? Is that the one you are questioning?
The user agreement has not been updated yet. These are, the what I read to you is what's going to be included effective July 1st. So it hasn't been included yet, but it will be updated July 1st.
Okay, read to me the first sentence of it again, because I'm looking at it in the user agreement here under section 15.5.
Okay, is the heading of that clause called intellectual property?
Yes, it is.
Okay. The new verbiage is going to read, when providing us with content or posting content, in each case for publication, whether on or offline, using the services, you grant the PayPal group a non-exclusive, worldwide, perpetual, irrevocable, royalty-free, sublicensable through multiple tiers, right to exercise any and all copyright, publicity, trademarks, database rights, and intellectual property rights you have in the content in any media known now or in the future. Further, to the fullest extent permitted under applicable law, you waive your moral rights and promise not to assert such rights against the PayPal group. That means that if I think that you're overstepping your bounds, claiming intellectual right over some of my content, and I say, well, I'm going to sue you, they're putting in the clause right here that I cannot do that. So, because I'm promising not to assert such rights, nor can I bring any kind of legal action against you for that. So,
right, because the part that I'm reading, and where are you getting that information from?
That's come straight from PayPal. That comes with your notice.
I know, but I mean, with the notice. Okay, the notification. Okay,
right, it's a notification.
Because what I'm reading here about, let me read. You represent a warrant that none of the following infringe any intellectual property or the publicity right, your provision of content to PayPal, your posting of content using the PayPal services, PayPal use of such content, including of works derived from it, in connection with the PayPal services. But that's really not it, is it? What you're looking at?
No, that's part of the clause of intellectual
property.
Because
we did see this. We did see this. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That is the old verbiage in your terms of service.
Right.
Now, when the terms of service change, now with any kind of contractual agreement, both parties have to agree. That's the law. You can't make a change to a contract unless you place in the contract that you can make changes without notice. Now, when you make change to this, is it going to affect your old users automatically, or do they have to re-enter into the new agreement with the new changes? Now, it will
be the new agreement with the new changes.
Right.
It's not. We're not going to grandfather people into the old ones.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure, because that's another thing that would have a lot of people highly upset. The thing is that your old intellectual property clause is what you just read to me. The new intellectual property clause, it's like I can't, if I use content on my website that doesn't really belong to me, then that's what you were talking about in the old clause, that we can't use content.
Right.
Right. But now this new thing here, which is going to be inclusive partly of your old clause, meaning still can't use content that belongs to somebody else, now you're going to have copyright, intellectual property rights to that content. Yourself, PayPal will. And what I'm reading here, there's a lot of interesting things that you're going to have. Royalty-free, but non-exclusive means that someone else could also have some kind of usage of the same material along with you. You know what that means, right? Non-exclusive?
Yes, sir, that it doesn't, that there's really no limit, basically.
Right. Any amount of people, if I grant this Joe Schmo over here rights to some of my content, that it cannot, it will not supersede yours, and yours cannot supersede his. It's an equal share of the content. So now, looking at these changes right here, this is huge. This is absolutely huge right here. And considering that I was asking these questions to others, and they were trying to tell me, oh no, well, it's about fees, and the content of the fees that are being charged, and buyer protection. I go, no, it's not, because you already have clauses for all that. Has nothing to do with intellectual property whatsoever. And actually, I felt like I was being kind of like being disrespected, like maybe I was stupid or something. You know what I mean? That's what it felt like to me, anyway.
Okay, and I apologize if I'm not answering those questions that you are. I know you're wanting specifics right now, and I know that's why you got escalated, so you could get the specifics to this.
Right. You really don't have any answers, do you?
I do from the old user agreement. The new one has not been updated yet. I know that information is out there, that it is coming, but it's not in place right now.
But it will be. It goes into effect July 1st. That means that this is not tentative. It doesn't mean that it is, up for debate. It's going to go into effect. And now it is up to PayPal to decide if they want to lose customers, or if they want to keep at least the old customers that they have. Because if these users don't understand what it is that they're entering into, it would be my advice that they don't enter into it. Because looking at this clause right here is granting PayPal way, way too much, even for the usage of their services. Already, PayPal gets a percentage of each transaction for the users using the PayPal service. That's already assured. Now we're granting even more than that, well, way much more. That now, if my content makes me millions of dollars, you can actually use that content somewhere else worldwide, and PayPal could make millions of dollars off just one person's copyright product or their content. Does that seem fair to you?
Don't want to lose anybody. We know that's going to be the person's choice to stay with us or not, and we are putting that out there. People are going to have to agree to it to be able to continue to use us or not.
Right. Understand, and let me.
And I know you may not agree with it, but some people will agree with it, and I do apologize that.
Let me give you the last example, and I'm done with it. Let's take the NFL, for instance. Let's say that there is a jersey company that is entering into some kind of agreement with the NFL. Now, the NFL says, okay, you can use our name. We're going to grant you, for whatever other kind of services that they provide between each other. And now this jersey company goes on a big, huge whatever, and worldwide they sell these jerseys and make billions off the NFL logo. And NFL says, wait a minute, we didn't know that you were going to be doing that worldwide, or we didn't know that you were going to be, selling on this market, this product and this product. Well, we told you we're a jersey company. We sell shoes, jackets, all of this. Do you understand what I'm saying now? Is that, understand, PayPal is going to gain huge amounts of rights that PayPal can make billions of dollars off their customers. Billions. And that's going to take away from the revenue of the users of your services. Do you understand that? What user of your services is going to ever go along with something like that? I just wanted to express my concern to you. I understand you're just an employee there. You're not the one who has put into place some of these changes. And I apologize. I don't mean to go off on you, but hey, you know what?
We're here for you to share your concerns with. I can't make the changes, but I can definitely take your concerns and get them escalated.
Right. Well, as I stated, all I can do is I'm going to post my findings over this, on my content on my website, and share my concerns that I find from this, in a paralegal standpoint anyway, and I will let the people decide from now. That's all I can do, is tell the people, you make your own choice. Do you think that this is going to affect your, your business? Do you think it's going to affect your earned income or your copyright claims? And I'll let them decide from that. All right?